join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of Monday, June 15th, 2026.
I'll move.
Second. McCurry moved, Barker seconded. All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0.
I'll give that a second as my computer's not up yet.
We have some miscellaneous motions. Looks like the first one, we have to essentially change resolution number
Yeah,
from last week.
yeah.
Looks like it should have been resolution 2026-979 instead of 978. So I will move to rescind paragraph 7 in the June 15, 2026 minutes. And the paragraph reads, Peterson moved to approve resolution number 2026-978, a resolution of Coffee County, Kansas, establishing a reinvestment housing incentive district within the county, adopting a plan for the development of housing and public facilities in such district, approving a development agreement, and making certain findings in conjunction therewith. 75 Reinvestment Housing Incentive District. And Abendroth seconded, motion passed. So I move to rescind.
I'll second that.
Thompson second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That passes 5-0. And now to get the correct resolution number, I will move to approve resolution number 2026-979, a resolution of Coffee County, Kansas, establishing a reinvestment housing incentive district within the county, adopting a plan for the development of housing and public facilities in such district, approving a development agreement, and making certain findings in conjunction therewith. 75 Investment Housing Incentive District.
I'll second.
Okay, so I moved.
Okay.
McCurry seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. We have that corrected. We have a payroll notice. I would entertain a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the Coffee County payroll notice for Kayla Rhodes, Emergency Management Deputy Director / Radiological Officer, step change, completion of IPP, wage classification from 60-3 to 60-4, wage from $31.14 to $31.94, effective June 1, 2026.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Okay, McCurry moved, Abendroth seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. We have another payroll notice. I would entertain a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the Coffee County payroll notice for Todd Henricks, Coffee County Lake Patrol, new hire, wage classification 10-1, wage $16.21, effective June 23rd, 2026.
I'll move. I'll second.
Thompson moved, McCurry seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. That completes the miscellaneous motions. It's 9:05 and we're ready for our first agenda item, Tourism and Visitors Board 2027 budget request.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.
So, just to give you guys a little bit of update, what we've been doing with the Coffee County Tourism and Visitors Board. Our board, since I came on last year, has been fairly active. We've been meeting just about quarterly, as per their request, to discuss, uses for the transient guest tax fund and other things where the tourism board might be helpful with our county. Kind of give you an update on the transient guest tax fund. Since January 1st, 2026, we've had a income from the state, from the transient guest tax fund of $11,161. And this year, the Tourism and Visitors Board has approved funds outgoing of about $6,264. That leaves us a total in that fund of $52,567. So we have had a little bit of outgoing this year. Most of that has been, the board has approved some funds for some events that they felt would be bringing in people from outside of the county. So we do have a form now if somebody wants to request some of those funds. They fill that out, and then I send that out to the board for approval or denial, or sometimes they have questions from whoever's asking for the funds. So we go through that process. But I think it's been going pretty well. We did meet last month. The beginning of this month.
Just a couple weeks.
Yes, okay, we met on June 3rd. My months are just going pretty fast. To discuss kind of recommendations for expenditures for 2027. Pretty similar to what they suggested for this last year. We've got a letter. I'm not sure if you want me to read the letter. I think you guys might have gotten copies of the proposed letter. It's just one page, but they submitted recommendations for expenditures of the transient and guest tax revenues for the calendar year 2027. These recommendations were discussed and approved by the board during their regular meeting held on June 3rd, 2026. Based on their assessments of priorities, the Tourism and Visitors Board recommends the transient guest tax revenues be allocated toward the following key areas: local and regional tourism and marketing promotions. They believe investing in targeted marketing campaigns across various platforms to promote Coffee County as a desirable destination, including efforts to raise awareness of attractions, events, and unique characteristics among potential visitors within Kansas and our surrounding states. They also want to see continued support of community events by providing support which could include financial assistance, promotional resources, or logistical aid to community events that are specifically designed to attract or have a proven track record of attracting significant visitor attendance from outside of Coffee County. And then also just kind of another bucket of other activities with a direct positive impact on tourism. Could be funding projects or initiatives that directly contribute to improving the visitor experience and increasing visitation to Coffee County. This could include, but not limited to, supporting visitor information services, enhancing tourism-related signage or infrastructure, providing funding for community members to attend tourism-related training. We did have one of our tourism board, we helped pay for her to go to the state tourism conference this last year. So things like that, if we can help get people to some of those trainings, I think would be good. And other efforts clearly aimed at fostering tourism growth. So that's kind of our recommendation. I think last year you guys just voted to approve that recommendation. There wasn't kind of a specific dollar asked with that. Didn't know if there was any questions or anything with the tourism board.
I have no questions.
Okay.
We've been doing all right.
Yeah, I
And
think,
moving forward, doing a lot more, seems like more active than it ever have been. So.
I would agree.
yeah, we've got a good group, and I think they said sometimes those just small amounts to help pay for some advertising for an event, or I think one of them we helped pay for like the insurance cost, like event insurance or something like that. Seems to have a pretty good impact on those events where we know people are putting in a lot of hard work to organize them. So, the other thing I had, and doesn't have to be approved today, but I wanted to bring this to you guys, something else that's come up in several of our meetings with our Tourism and Visitors Board. We've talked about the transient guest tax rate for Coffee County. Currently, the transient guest tax rate, and we get to decide this, a county can decide it, or even cities within a county can decide what they want their rate to be. Currently, Coffee County's is at 3%, which has been effective since April 1st, 1998. I believe when that was last updated. And looking at comparisons, you can print out kind of the transient guest tax rates for the state. Looking at some of our surrounding counties, I know Franklin County, theirs is at 6%, Osage County's is at 6%, Woodson County is at 6%. A lot of our surrounding counties are either at 5 or 6. There's a few that are at 2 or 3, which are where ours are at, but some of the more active are definitely around 6. And then also for like some cities that are kind of in our area, Chanute's at 6%, and Peoria is all the way up at 8%. I know they have a lot of hotels there. Garnett's at 6%, Iola's at 6%. What the Tourism Board is recommending that Coffee County increase the transient guest tax from 3% to 5%. I know we're not taking in a ton of revenue from the transient guest tax. Like I said, we're looking at, where did I put that? Somewhere around $4,000 to $6,000 a quarter. But again, we have been turning around and trying to use those funds to promote people coming here that would have a direct positive impact on our motels that we have, our Airbnbs. So trying to get more people to come here to increase those stays. So that was their recommendation. I did send Angie a resolution draft. If you guys wanted to take that into consideration or think it over, and maybe we could discuss it again next week, if that's something you guys would like to discuss. The other thing in the resolution I did put, and this was after going back through our previous resolutions for the Tourism and Visitors Board, is a suggested change to the appointments. So what I was looking at, our previous resolution that has required positions. So currently we've got County Commissioner on the board, myself, Chamber of Commerce Director, and 2 just community members. Technically in the bylaws, it says the required positions are a representative of the Board of County Commissioners or Coffee County Economic Development Department, 1 position, a representative of the Coffee County Chamber of Commerce, a representative of the hotel and motel industry, which must reside in Coffee County, and then 2 optional at-large positions that are community members. So technically, according to our bylaws, we don't have a direct representative of the hotel or motel industry, and we've got myself and a commissioner on there. My suggestion to change the language to the bylaws just a little bit would be Tourism and Visitors Board composition. Still have no more than 5 voting members. We would have a representative of the Board of County Commissioners, a representative of the Chamber of Commerce, a representative of the hotel and motel industry, and then 2 optional at-large positions. The change would be to add an ex officio non-voting member. So Coffee County Economic Development would serve as ex officio non-voting member of the board, would serve as the liaison between the board, the county, and the community. She'll be responsible for facilitation of meetings and administrative coordination, which is what I do anyway. I typically you know, I take in the funding requests, I organize the meeting. But I think this way, we could still keep the representation on the board.
So you'd be changed from a voting to a non-voting
Yes.
position?
So basically, I would feel comfortable with that since I'm organizing everything anyway. A lot of times I'm the person between whoever's asking for funding and the board. That would just be my suggestion. If we change that, I could still stay on as admin, but
Sure.
we wouldn't be losing representation from the county, and we could look at adding somebody from, you know, hotel, motel, or Airbnb, which I think would be a good thing to have on
And
our.
right now, you don't have that position filled up for the hotel?
There's just nobody in that position. We have 5 people, but we have myself and a commissioner, 2 community members, and chamber.
And how many are you looking to, just 1 or 2?
So we would still keep 5 members on the board.
Right.
But we would need to add someone from the hotel or motel industry, which our bylaws say we're supposed to have anyway, and just move myself to ex officio.
Okay, so would there be anybody that fit that with living in the county?
I think we could
Okay.
find somebody. Shuri and I have already kind of had that conversation. I haven't reached out to them yet because I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts on this were, but I think there's several people who might be interested.
That'd be good to have somebody
Yeah.
represent their side of it.
So too.
So I figured since we're talking about the resolution for the guest tax rate, we could just throw that in there as well. So my recommendation would be to have you guys, Angie can get that in your packets for next week. Give you guys some time to think about that, and then we can discuss and approve if you guys so choose. Does that sound good?
That's great.
Could you, between now and then, could you reach out to somebody to see if?
Yeah.
if-
If there's some interest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Nice.
Cool. That is all I have for tourism and visitor report. Thank you, guys.
Sounds great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's not quite 9:20, or do you have everybody here, Christie? You're
Yes, this
expecting?
is Kelsey and I today.
Okay, so we have Conservation District, 2027 budget request.
And your budgets are in your books.
Budget's in the books.
Yes, I apologize, I didn't bring a copy of that. For those that don't know me, I'm Christy Votes. I work for the Coffee County Conservation District. And also with us is Kelsey Porter. She is the district conservationist for NRCS that's in USDA Service Center here in the county. The Conservation District is a public entity. We get our funding from you, the county commissioners, as well as the state of Kansas. But we are also a partner with the NRCS, our Natural Resource Conservation Service, that's housed in USDA. Oh, sorry, am I?
Page 56.
Yes, we're good.
Well, there's 2.
Or tab.
Yeah, there are 2 budgets.
One's for general fund and one's for the conservation.
What other page are we looking at?
You're looking at,
34 and 56.
yeah, 34.
So 34. Sorry.
Thank you. No, you're
Yeah,
good.
that's
I should have. And through our partnership, we provide we provide clerical assistance as well as educational outreach opportunities. And in NRCS's side, they offer us the technical assistance to do our cost share programs. And they work with us in a whole host of other different ways. If you look back at our office in the last 10 years, we had 7 employees in our office. And as budget cuts have come along, we are currently down to just Kelsey and I in the office. So if there's farmers and producers needing technical assistance, it's us. We do have assistance coming from Greenwood and Wilson County, but we just learned that the technician in Wilson County is retiring in July. So we are just down to 1 person that is able to offer that to us. The reason for such a large increase, we typically stay at a 3% increase, is because we are seeking assistance to hire at least somebody part-time. We feel this is important to get somebody trained.
To help fill that position.
To help fill that position that is lacking. We're hoping the hiring freeze is going to lift. We'd have a candidate here in Coffee County that would be ready to step in and apply for that federal position, but we just need a little help just trying to get us that direction. Just to kind of give you some dollars, on the federal side, we're technically looking at like 30 projects rolling in for about $338,000. That's just this year. CRP annually, we're running at $628,000 is what they're getting this year, and that's over 10,000 acres of CRP in the county. State cost share, we get over $30,000 from the state that we administer, plus the a little over 30 here in Coffee County that the commissioners allocate for us to use for our landowners. We mirror those cost share projects or cost share programs the same as the state, so there's no confusion or overlap with our producers. But when you look at it, the numbers come down to, we have Coffee County, we're going to talk CRP here, is fifth in the state of Kansas with the number of contracts. So we have over we're looking at, sorry, I lost my spot. The contracts that we have, it takes the same amount of hours to do one contract that's a half an acre versus somebody that has a contract of 200 acres. So going out this year, we're looking at 120 field reviews to do, plus another 60 contracts or more that have been re-enrolled or signed up for a new contract. So numbers are there, manpower is not, and that's where we're coming just to seek some assistance. And we get the approval to have an opening in our county, we'll reduce that. But we're just needing some assistance to get us by in this pinch. So I just felt it was important to come up. Usually we just go with a 3% increase in our budget, but we felt that it was needed this year. Do you guys have any questions, concerns that we need to address?
You say needed this year, you're talking about next budget year?
Yes, for 2027. We have enough that we're able to make it, but we're definitely for 2027, that's where we're needing some assistance. And hopefully we're able to make that hump in the next year, not to come back and ask for that much more. So I just felt it was important, and I know you guys have a lot to do, and we just wanted to come up and share with you our justifications for that increase.
Exactly.
So, but thank you guys for your time. And again, I'm not trying to rush you. If you have any questions or concerns, or anything you'd like to see us do differently, let us know. Always happy to have conversations.
It sounds like your personnel has been cut drastically over the last several years.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we look around the dark office.
Work hard to get all the federal money you can.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
That we're trying. And as producers, you guys know then the restraints that are there. I mean, they're getting tighter and tighter, but we're trying to make do the best we can.
Sure. You guys do a good job.
Well, we appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, you know where to find us.
Yes.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Thank you.
How are you?
Did we say we were gonna do
You have to wait.
till 9:35?
On the agenda.
That's no problem. Well, it's It's not 9:40, Jody, but we have to wait till 9:35 before we do our bid opening. That's 10 minutes, so we could probably go ahead and take you, interview you right now, if that will work okay?
Do you want me up there?
Yeah.
Sure, I can talk to you.
How are you, Jody?
I'm good. How are you, Steve?
Good.
So you're back to, got a vacant hospital board position that expires at the end of the year, right? So it'd just be for about 6 months. Anyway,
Anyway,
you want to tell us a little bit about yourself again?
I can. So I'm Jody Thomas, and I'm from Waverly. I have over 40 years of healthcare background. I worked at Coffee County Hospital for 18 years, and then I left the hospital and worked for a healthcare software company out of Kansas City that I worked with probably over 50 different hospitals throughout the United States. And the Cayman Island, I got to go there too. And healthcare is hard, but I enjoy healthcare. I always have, and I feel like I like to put what I have into what I know and how I can help too. So in 2022, I retired, so it's been nice to just still have that piece of healthcare. And I had 2 kids born at Coffee County. We've been here for over 40 years, so I just feel like I have a stake in the game too, and I'd like to bring more to it.
So I guess you semi-answered it, but why do you want to serve on the hospital board?
Well, I served on for 9 years. My term ended in December of this year, and it helps me be a part of healthcare to still understand what the struggles and trials and tributes are of healthcare. I feel like I know a lot of the people that still work at the hospital, and I just feel like with my knowledge and stuff, I still can bring something to healthcare, to our hospital.
You know what challenges the hospital board faces?
I understand being a lot about like the finances and stuff that's going on and what's going on up in Topeka and up federally and stuff. Those are the biggest challenges, is to know where you need to go to help dig. But our leadership that we have at the hospital today is so good to help keep the board apprised on what's going on in our world.
Can you commit to regularly attending meetings, reviewing materials beforehand, and participating actively?
Absolutely.
So if the board, as a board member, you have to make decisions that not everyone agrees with. How do you approach difficult or unpopular decisions?
Right, yeah. You have to agree to disagree as a board member. It's just like any of you guys that, you have to agree to disagree and state your case and bring forward what your beliefs and thoughts are, and listen to what others have too.
About transparency, what does that mean to you in public service?
I think over the past few years, the hospital has and the board have been very transparent within the community, bringing information to you guys to open up information. The only way you can understand is if you understand, that transparency is down and you can understand more about what's going on.
About conflicts of interest, do you have any conflicts of interest serving on the hospital board?
I do not.
Any questions?
I don't believe so. I think you covered everything pretty well.
Can you think of any other questions we should ask you that we haven't?
I don't think so. I think you did a pretty good job there.
One of the biggest complaints I hear the community about the hospital, it's the billing department. That's always the first topic of conversation when the hospital gets brought up. People go to get their services, takes them 6-7 months to get their first bill. First time they get their bill, it says you're going to lawsuit. What do you think the hospital can do to fix the billing department?
Well,
It's been an issue for a long time, ever since it was outsourced.
yeah, a long time. This has been something that's been for years and years, I know that. I feel like with, a lot of it kind of depends on your software, your electronic health record, how that all comes to play. So when you get a bill out the door, it all starts when you register at the front desk. So going through the process, if you don't have if you fat finger just one character in the social security number or your insurance number, that can throw everything off and delay things because you've got somebody back here at the end that's got to scrub that stuff. So part of that is problematic, and if you don't have the most up-to-date software to help bring those bills through, that makes a difference too. And I do know that there was a problem at one point with, I was getting a call after a month after I'd had my appointment, and that was way too soon. I wasn't delinquent, it's just, that was a delay in the process, and I think those things are getting better.
So a lot of times these little late billing, getting calls after the bill's paid, this has got to the point where it's run some of the customer base from the hospital off. They've moved elsewhere, they've gone to other doctors. How do you get that customer base back to support the hospital?
Well, I think we just, through transparency and helping people understand. I know there's been meetings in the past to help understand, even through the community, how that kind of, the billing goes and stuff like that. So I think we just have to keep moving forward with that.
I think you got a wonderful facility there. You got some people up there that are just fine employees. You got a good facility. There's always that anchor of that billing department at the end that causes the rift with people up there.
Yeah.
And I'm not,
Seems like.
and I'm not so sure that that's not a problem with all hospitals to a certain extent, Mike.
Well, I'm not
I mean,
dealing with all of them. They
No,
talked to me about this one.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that my experience in the last 2 or 3 years was, I'll just use St. Luke's for instance, that billing may not come out for 5 or 6 months, and then all of a sudden, and that's just from my experience.
I think some of this, though, with the 25-bed hospital, there could be more of a personal touch to it, instead of just like computer programs and random numbers and things like that.
But they can call down there,
Personal.
they can go.
I understand that. I sat in that meeting the other night, but I still think there needs to be a personal touch to it, other than billing sent out the door just from a computer.
Yeah.
And you said transposing a social security number, those things need to be looked at. Just
Yeah, I
personal
agree.
stuff.
And it just happens.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it doesn't happen all the time. But I agree with you, Mike, too. But like you said, it does happen everywhere because I've seen it.
Yeah.
I did the implementations for that.
We're still not St. Luke's, though, as small as we are.
No, but my point was that I use St. Luke's just because that's who I was familiar with.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that 6 or 7 months down the road, I still was getting bills, and that had to do with Medicare. That was my point.
Well, with Medicare, that's a whole other
But
keg of apples.
that's true.
And even with myself, with the county insurance, I don't have a real complaint about the county insurance after all the bumps that went through, going through a bankruptcy and everything. It's working good for me now. But that has been part of the problem for me is when they trying to decide who's responsible for how much, you know, whether they're gonna pay or whether they're not. And
And I
that's
think
been some of my experience.
the concerns about that stuff all needs to be brought forward. I mean, I can't answer all of those questions. It has to
Sure.
be a group,
Sure.
you know, within the board meeting or whatever to discuss any problems. And if the community brings it forward, anybody's welcome to come and sit into a meeting. If they have complaints, they can call Ray at you know, call anybody at the hospital to discuss it.
Well, I'm not here to throw you under the bus by any means, we're not here to discuss the hospital.
Sure.
But that's out there, I mean, it's in the community, that the billing department has made a lot of people mad at this hospital and it's run them off.
Yeah. And for a lot of years, there wasn't a very good billing system at the hospital because people didn't think they had to really, you know, make sure that their payments were taken care of and stuff too. So I think we have a little problem with reconditioning with that too.
Well, and it's a fine line between people thinking that I get the bill and then I get talked about collections, but you've got to try to move that through the system because some of these people, obviously, some of them will never pay. You know, we've seen what the numbers are on self-pay, but regardless,
Yeah.
they need to be pursued to try to collect what money
We
can
do,
be
that's how we
collected.
gotta keep the doors open.
Oh, yeah, right, that's what I'm saying, I mean, it's a fine line between people thinking they're being sought after too hard, and a lot of those people are never gonna pay
Right.
till they're pushed, you know.
And that's what I've heard is, you know, we give them $4.2 million this year for a budget for 27. And I get these people that come up that do faithfully pay their bills and they're mad because it's like, why are everybody giving more tax money to the hospital? It's needed, don't get me wrong, we need the hospital, but there's just a lot of people in society that have a lot of questions about the billing department. And it's,
And those people need to be directed to come and talk to Stacey and Ray to see where the problem might be with their
yeah, and then that's my
situation.
suggestion, is I don't run the billing department, I don't know, you need to go.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for?
No, I've got one. On the north end of the hospital, everything seems to be working really, really good. The south end, in the actual hospital part, morale seems to be not the best in the world. How would you suggest improving that?
Well, I think we'd have to understand where the morale problem is. Is it leadership? Is it, I mean, they need to address their managers, like, you know, walk through this, the
Through the process.
step of command.
Yeah.
You know, start with your manager. If that doesn't work, then you go to the next step. But, you know, that'll have to be handled like in an appropriate way. And sometimes you can't please everybody, so.
Okay. Any other questions?
I believe so.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
guys.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it, Jody. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Thanks very much.
We're done.
So you want to have some questions too?
Do you have anything to do? This is my husband's.
I know,
right
I didn't know if y'all heard that.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll move on to our bid opening for the water softening system. Do we have any bids to open?
I haven't received any.
Don't come to me.
Okay. So, no one has any bids open?
I looked through my email.
If I recall correctly, they were due by last Friday at 5 o'clock in the clerk's office. So I will tell you, I received a number of emails asking for plans and design plans, which that wasn't a part of the original bid, so I couldn't answer except for the bid information is what it is. So that may have been an obstacle. I don't know that, but if it needs to go back out, that's something that probably needs to be a part of that bid.
And how many inquiries we might have had?
At least 3, if not 4. My impression from those groups that sent me emails is they may not be companies that actually would bid, but they are a place where they'll put the information out. I don't know exactly what they're called. Do you remember, Tom? Because I forwarded those to Tom.
I mean, the emails came from a company that sends out bids to people across the United States, is what it was. But I don't remember how many others wanted additional information.
So it wasn't from companies that,
Not that I could tell, there may have been one that was a company that was interested, but they wanted specific design plans, and that's not what was included as part of the bid.
I thought you had somebody that was going to sell us one right off the bat. They didn't bid it?
Pardon me?
Who was gonna sell us one right off the bat?
Did they
The
fix
plumbing
it already?
McElroy?
Well,
They did-
McElroy's, I mean, the engineer found us the softener that they thought we needed, the engineers did. And McElroy's could put it in, I suppose. And I don't know whether, I was just gonna send a text out and ask why they didn't bid on it, but I don't know.
We did. Yeah, if there's something that we can correct that won't get bids, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause they were, sounding like definitely interested.
Yeah, it was kinda like they were ready to move on it when we were discussing all that. Not ever receiving a bid. Yeah, I don't remember receiving a bid.
Yeah.
So do we wanna extend the bid time on it for another 2 weeks and try again?
Yeah, we just need to go back to that original motion, and then re-vote on the motion and extend it with a new deadline.
We need to add on there that, whatever they're requesting or what they were asking about.
Yeah, let me see if I can, maybe if you put,
I mean, if that was an obstacle, you know, in bidding, I'll stick that in the bid, so we can get a bid or two. And Tom, you said you did text McElroy to see why they did.
Cole.
Okay. Did you find the motion that we had?
for example, one of the questions that, it's not anything I can answer, but basis of design or performance requirements, specifications regarding softener capacity, flow requirements, connection sizes. Those are things that are one of the questions that was asked, which seems reasonable, but obviously I can't.
Most of those should be in the original specs though for that building.
McElroy needs to be able to help us with doing the bid specific for it, because they made a recommendation on it.
And we thought that the original bid had all that information in it, but apparently it resulted in more questions, so.
All Cole says is he believed that McElroy's was planning to bid on it. That's all he knows. He's gonna reach out to them, concede it.
say that again, Tom.
Cole says that McElroy's planning on bidding on it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Pony Express has got it held up. I suggest we give them another 2 weeks and see what happens.
So, since that was an advertisement for bids, a legal notice,
We have to review that.
I was gonna say, do we wanna just do the same?
Extend the deadline.
My question is, I mean, do we wanna do the same bid procedure, the same legal notice, or do we add to it what the questions were? You're letting them know how to get their hands on whatever plans or...
Well, I mean, couldn't they come and look and see what information they need?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, that's McElroy's
I don't
already.
know.
Because, well, why couldn't they have done that before, the other bidders, you know?
Or reached out to our engineer and got that information on their own.
Yeah.
Maybe they feel they've already made their offer. I don't know.
I just has to put the same information out there if nobody,
It'll generate the same outcome.
the same response, yeah.
If we can maybe pass this until the end, and Tom and I can see if we can get
Okay.
some more details. And I'd like to be able to tell you what you need to put in it, but that's not my area.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get moving along with it too. They're struggling with dealing with this issue all the time, sounds like. It'd be nice to get something done.
For what?
Looking 3 or 4 weeks.
It was May 4th or May 11th, and I don't find the motion.
Okay.
Cole would be able
We'll look
to,
at it, we'll
Cole would be
discuss
able
it
to
in the
help
meeting.
with what they're asking for, but he not.
Hey, he answered some of their questions before.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. I'm talking about the
We
bidders
could
that
put in
were.
with the bid if we could do something like that.
Yeah, we just have to ask.
Could we use his name as a contact? People seeking information for the bid?
Guess we should ask him maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
We can check with them. So the goal was to have an even playing field across the board. So whatever happens for one needs to be able to happen for all. So that whatever information is out there, that's why I couldn't just send, somebody asks a specific question regarding something that's missing, and then they get additional information and the others don't, then there's not an equal playing field. So that's the goal here.
That's true, but they're all free to ask those questions.
Okay, we'll revisit it at the end of the meeting and figure out what direction to go. Okay, we can go ahead and take a break right now. Just return at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, we just want.
All right, it's 10 o'clock, we're back in the session. 10 o'clock appointment we have with Geraldine Kraus about property damage. Want to come on up here?
Do I need to announce his name? Okay. I'm Jerry Kraus. I live at 2215 US Highway 75. And on April 14th of this year, I was sitting up actually reading, and when the sheriff's department called me and said that somebody had went through my fence along 75, instead of turning to go onto 75, they went through my fence and destroyed it. And I had been up already outside with my dogs because they were throwing a fit. And then I heard a guy go by really fast, but I thought it was on 75, not on my frontage road. Well, it was on my frontage road.
And, eventually what happened was the guy was fleeing from the sheriff's department. And they went out there, he went through the 75 fence, then he went through taking 2 wires with him all the way to the next quarter-mile fence, a quarter-mile past that, strung wire all the way through that, went through that fence, did a U, and came back and hit these H's and gates that literally we had installed 10 days before that from Paul Blair. That bill was $50-some hundred just to do that. And I assumed, and the sheriff's department all kind of let me believe that this man was the one that did this all. Well, I could not figure it out. Paul Blair came out. Him and I were looking at us. We could not figure out how this guy that was in the northeast section, 40 acres, and how he came back and he hit the gates on the north side of this T, which had H's, gates, 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 so we could get everybody rotated. And so he was stuck there, this criminal. And when we finally got subpoenaed on June 10th to go in, I had been asking and asking for paperwork. I wanted help on trying to either get Enterprise, because the car was a rental car. We were trying to get somebody to pay for some of this damage. Nobody would help me. Nobody would give me paperwork, nothing. Finally, that day, they gave me paperwork. In the paperwork, I see there's 8 people that responded. I knew there was a ton of cars out in my pasture that day. They had to go from 22nd Road all the way across my brome field, which consisted of 15 brand new babies that weren't even 2 weeks old, and their mothers, and in each one of these had 15 and their babies. And I take very good care of my cows, and I don't want them killed. And I was very upset when I saw that many people out in my field. And then come find out, in their paperwork, it shows not only was the Mitsubishi involved in it, there was a 2017, I think it was, car that actually belonged to, I'm sure, our sheriff's department. So now, Paul Blair and I decided, we figured out how all the gates, all the post, which was a 5-inch post, all got bent northeast. Because this guy was on the north side. How could he hit it from the south and go through that? There was no way. But we saw all the tracks and everything else. And now I know that the sheriff's department is the one that actually did all that damage. I want retribution for the $3,400 that I'm out on that. I will go for the guy that's in jail or prison, whatever he is at, for the rest of it. But this, I feel like this is the 3rd time in 2 years and 2 months that we have had massive damage on our properties. Maybe you all don't know about March 30th of 2025, when they ran through the property along 75 and wiped out 450 feet of it, and had me come up there at 3 o'clock in the morning, told me to hydroplane, but the thing was, I was already up again that morning, because I get up about 2:30, and it was light mist and rain. He barely missed a big culvert, which he would have got killed in, totaled the car, and wiped out 450 feet of that, which they did pay. The county did pay. Your insurance paid that. And the year before that was when the 2 young men got killed on the highway right north of there. And we had all kinds of debris, big tires, everything else that got thrown into our pasture. We called the sheriff's department again. Nobody ever came out to help pick up that mess. We picked it up ourselves. So I am asking to see if you guys would help us out on this. I am really upset with, I feel like we went overbounds on chasing people. There are several of us neighbors that live on 75, and we are very concerned that someday somebody's going to be killed. Because I understand the sheriff needs to chase a car. I understand that. But I don't believe at 100 miles an hour. Because somebody will get killed. Eventually. And Wade, he's representing, you know, I want this guy, and I would prefer Wade to have this guy, if this guy actually in the subpoena had told the other attorney that he was,
So, the danger zone we're in right now is we have an active criminal case. And when we have an active criminal case where it's still moving through the system, there are certain rules and responsibilities. One of those responsibilities, especially from the prosecution side, is to not have extrajudicial statements made that could influence. So this is on YouTube. Someone will come back, and I don't want there to be an issue with the case moving forward. We've had that conversation. I'm mentioning that because under Kansas Rule of Professional Responsibility, Rule number 3.8, which ties to special responsibilities of a prosecutor, I'm required, and I just need to make sure it's stated, and you can do with it what you want. But prosecutor in a criminal case shall, except for statements that are necessary to inform the public of the nature and extent of the prosecutor's action and that serve a legitimate law enforcement purpose, refrain from making extrajudicial comments that have a substantial likelihood of heightened public condemnation of the accused, and exercise reasonable care to prevent investigators, law enforcement personnel, employees, or other persons assisting or associated with the prosecutor in a criminal case from making an extrajudicial statement that the prosecutor would be prohibited from making under Rule 3.6. And then in the comments, it ties to other persons. I understand your frustration. We've talked about it.
And I could bring up what you said, but I will not bring it up.
We appreciate that. I say we appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a concern, but this,
Right.
we don't want anything to jeopardize his case, you know.
And, you know, I'm concerned about what I lose. I am.
Totally would be too.
And
in your
I'm
shoes.
I'm starting to get really tired of what's happening in our county. And I like the cops, I want them to be there, but I'm gonna ask you point blank, who would have paid my cows if they would have ran over my cows and calves that day? Who would have? Can any of you say? Would you guys have? Would the county have paid?
Well, I guess it'd be a case-by-case deal, that's what I would think, but I don't know whether legally.
Because right now, I'm not getting paid by anybody.
You haven't, have you been able to collect any of the other money?
From nothing.
So the rental car insurance wouldn't pay nothing yet?
No, because nobody will look into this. I'm the only one that looked into it and found out that the car was rented by a girl in Wichita. I asked them point blank, why don't you? She says the car was stolen, but she called it in at 3:29 a.m. He went through my fence at 3:15 a.m. She got a phone call. All you have to do is subpoena her, get her phone records, find out where she got the phone message that she had to call in to the cops that it was stolen at 7 o'clock the night before. I don't believe it. I believe she loaned it to me. But because I don't have any help of getting that knowledge, I can't go after Enterprise. If I had that knowledge, Enterprise would be responsible for everything.
So do you have any expectation of when this might go to court or be done with court? Well, I suppose it's hard to predict when it'd be done.
It's moving through the system, I guess it's a case that, for lack of better wording, is in its infancy, and I'm not sure where it's gonna go. I'd like to have it resolved, but I don't get to make that decision. If they wanna have a trial, then, we're months and months out. So, I just wanna make sure that I'm doing what I can for Ms. Kraus and her husband. I know she doesn't feel that way, but I don't control the tone and tempo and pace of the system. That's outside. I guess it's within my control, but it's outside of my control at the same time.
Well, then would it be fair, Jerry, you talked to me a little bit about it, after the slow motion, the wheels of justice get done, we revisit this here, if you have not been compensated for all your losses, and as a commission, we could look back in on that and see what we can do at that point.
That's what
That'd
I'm
be
sure
fair.
be comfortable with.
And I would have appreciated the sheriff's department telling me that they were the ones that ran into it.
Jerry, is your homeowner's insurance, does it cover anything?
No.
at all?
Fence 250 feet from my house. It's
Say
the
that-
only thing.
Say that, oh,
They will only cover fence
Okay.
250 feet from my house.
That's it.
I did not know that.
no, I wouldn't have-
Because they told me if I went through them, they would have to go through Fight Enterprise. But they called me up and said, hey, we don't do that, so we're not fighting Enterprise because we won't pay it. So nobody's helping me, nobody's helped me find anything out. And, I'm doing all my investigating on my own. And, like, I would like to see the dash cameras of all the cops. That's what I would like. So, I guess I've made my point here.
I understand your frustration, and getting hit 3 times in 2 years is pretty,
That's quite a bit.
You'd like to think your odds are gonna get better, you hope.
Well, and Paul Blair could not believe he built this all, and 10 days later it's completely demolished. And that's what it looks like now. That's what it did. I had not even taken a picture of it before. I do have all the damage if you want those pictures, but, and Wade, you're doing a good job. I'm not mad at you. I'm aggravated at the system. And I feel like the person that got the damage doesn't get any help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Understand.
Thank you.
Jerry, when this is brought to an end judiciously with him, please come back,
Okay.
and we'll
Yeah.
revisit this again. Okay. Thanks, David.
Thank you, Jerry.
Emergency Management Director Amber Presley, Department Update.
Good morning.
Good.
It's gonna be short and sweet. Not a whole lot.
Famous last words.
I did reach out to Stan Luke about all the resources that the county has to offer during any kind of emergencies or situation, and I haven't heard back yet, but I'll keep trying to get with him. As far as weather, we didn't have too much but a lot of rain and lightning this weekend. Lyon County, I noticed, was in a flood warning for one of their creeks, but so far we don't have any watches or warnings or advisories for flooding as of right now, and it could change. We were in a flood watch over the weekend, but it got canceled because we didn't get all the rain that they thought we would get. Some places in Kansas got 4 inches, and we didn't, so. I did check John Redmond to see their lake levels to make sure that we were sitting good there. They're not quite even halfway through, in between conservation and the flood stage. but they are 12 feet above normal.
Yeah.
So, but they're not releasing much. I think there's one of the little gates open, not releasing a whole lot, so I think they're feeling pretty confident with everything, so. But I like to keep an eye on that. Towers. So towers are progressing. All towers are up. All the fiber is ran, all the generators are hooked up. They still have some civil work to do at all locations. All the fences around the towers are done, and mainly the work is being done on the interior of the building, and then the racks that go in that have all the radio stuff and all the internet communications, all those things. The contractor did have some people that they lost to go work on stuff at FIFA at the World Cup. So that set us back a little bit, that they aren't getting everything done as much as they needed. Seems like FIFA's putting a hold on all kinds of things, but, so we're kind of looking at pushing back our completion date to probably August, where we were thinking we were gonna be done in July, so August looks like our new completion date on the towers. I participated as TIMCEL for the Wolf Creek drill last Wednesday. I played the entire county. Dispatch also got involved. They participated by taking notifications from Wolf Creek as they would do in a real event or in a drill where everybody was participating. That gets them some practice on taking those notification forms, and it also gives the Wolf Creek communicators practice in talking to dispatch. So that's a good practice. Still don't have any drills or exercises this year. We plan on doing Wolf Creek training sometime late summer, maybe even into the fall a little bit. And that's all I have.
Is that what was going on Wednesday up at the building there at Vito Junction?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. The National Guard goes up there and stations, and sometimes they go up there and just do training, and sometimes they participate in those exercises. So they'll go up there and set up like it was a real event and run through the motions and then take everything down. And go
I didn't see
Yeah.
Wolf Creek or National Guard vehicles, but the parking lot was really full. That's kind of wondering what was going on there. So.
Yeah. Usually National Guard. Any questions, issues, comments? Okay.
Nothing.
That's all I have. Oh, we did get the backup power bid in. Mark got it in for me last week. And we should be ready to roll. That'll run the 18th, 25th, and the 2nd. And then there's a holiday that week, so I put the due date on the following Monday, which is July 6th. So then I will open the bids, and I'll look over them with everybody, with Adam and Austin, and we'll kind of look and see what we like, and then we'll come to you on the 13th with a recommendation for what we would like. When I come with that, do I bring all the bids or just the one that we decided on? Because I know you guys probably would like to look at the bid prices and what.
I wouldn't mind seeing all the bids,
Okay.
that's,
Okay.
if that works.
Yeah, I can do that. I can put together all the bids together and the companies and everything, and then if you want to look at them specifically, I can give them to you. But I'll still come with a recommendation for what we kind of like.
Let's put it on the agenda very first.
For next week?
No,
the 13th.
Oh, okay.
That's when your auditors can be here.
So yeah, let's get me out of the way first.
Yep.
How much
Well,
is-
we don't plan to have very much on the agenda, so.
Okay.
I know. Right after.
Approval in a minute. Yes. Awesome. Great. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Heidi, Planning and Zoning, Coffee County Comprehensive Plan Project Update.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
So, as you are aware, we've been working on the plan since middle of last year. They kind of kicked it off about July and did all the town hall meetings and did the focus groups. And then they started writing the plan. We've been slowly getting the document, and due to circumstances beyond both of our controls, we're not as far along as I'd like to be right now. So what I'm asking us to do today is to look at a possible extension, because right now the contractual substantial completion date would be September 30th of this year. To be honest, we have about at least 7 more chapters to review, but then we gotta go back and look at goals and objectives for each chapter and talk about the public hearing for the planning board, plus the one for you guys, plus implementation. So I don't think we can get that done in 3 months. I'm being realistic on that. The way they're reading the document and going over it and making changes is great. I'm glad that we're taking the time to do that, but it's gonna take us more time than 3 months. So my suggestion would be to extend it to the end of the year, and then we see where we're at there. I have kind of been talking to the board about maybe doing possible other meetings on top of it, where we're not just doing comp plan. There's other projects that can come up between now and then too, so be special for that, and then do at least a chapter on the comp plan. They've been kind of agreeable to that, so I've been trying to help push it through that way. And I know that the document is getting longer now, so the next chapters that we're gonna come up on are gonna be like 30+ pages on their own. So, that's a lot to get through and review as well. So, I have brought a motion with me today. For you guys to look at. I did prepare a letter. I only printed 1 extra copy. If you guys do decide to go with the motion, that is a draft letter, of course, if it's not what we want. Keith did ask that he be on it to sign it along with the chairman of the board. Well, where's the motion should go to page?
You got substantial in there, should that be anticipated or something to give us leeway if we have to extend it again in the first of the year?
Good. Instead of on the board, substantial.
Yeah, listen, that's what he's talking about.
I didn't hear you.
Just having it where it's anticipated date or something.
Oh, instead
Well,
of,
in case, because I've sat in on them, I didn't make the last one with harvest and everything, but it's really bogging down on them with lots of questions, corrections.
They worked hard on it.
They're working really hard at it, and just, we talked earlier with Marvin's and Wade was in on that, we had a date, but it was anticipated that if we needed more time, we could take more time.
The reason why putting something in writing and having the board and Marvin sign it is the original contract, the end date or substantial completion date of September 30th. If it wasn't completed by that time, we, at the commission's request, we built a penalty phase into it, which is significant.
and this takes care of that.
That was my understanding from Marvin's concern. If they didn't get it done by that date, then they'd be responsible for a penalty. So that's everything that's been said is exactly true. Taking their time to deal with this and not push it through.
Right.
And then I was a part of one of the earlier meetings where, for lack of better wording, but there was frustration on the part of the planning board because they're volunteers and multiple meetings to get this thing pushed through by that due date is not fair to the volunteer board members. So that, for those reasons, this is a request that's being made.
So if we approve this extension, then, I mean, the compensation does not change, right? I mean,
Correct.
They're still, it eliminates the penalty phase, but the compensation remains the same.
Correct.
Okay.
Heidi, correct me, I may be wrong on this, but I thought Marvin's was supposed to come down to some of these work sessions personally instead of doing it on Zoom.
So, due to the unforced circumstances on their end too, they've picked up some more work. That's not our concern. But, so one of them is gonna be able to attend, they are planning to come to at least the, land use sections. I feel like the land use section should be done in person, and the goals and objectives plus the public hearing
Okay.
implementation.
But there is,
They are planning to come.
okay.
It's just his
It's so hard to
schedule
Zoom
has,
to do it.
the one that would be doing that would be Keith, and he has been on other projects, not just ours, so, that's why Mason's been the one doing it on their behalf. But they do plan for those to be in person, so.
So on this motion, we were talking about the word substantially, do we need to reword that?
Is
Or-
that, should that stay, or?
What were you proposing, Todd? What word? It's on that deal right there. It's here, Todd.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's on the bottom line there.
With this motion, that might work, you know. I was reading on their letter part of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's just a draft.
Yeah.
We can always, I haven't, it's not set in stone. Just wanted to bring that with it, so that was I could get your opinions and advice of how to have it written so we can get it out.
One other thing, Heidi, just not take a shot at you, but with Marvin's, when we made this bid, we looked at some other people in the Kansas City area, and we were afraid that we'd be put on the back burner for other people coming in. And I know that they had some circumstances there, and I think, to me, it's feeling like maybe we're kind of getting pushed off the burner to another one.
We were before, we aren't now.
Okay.
No, they're very responsive to our requests for being made, and they're very responsive on the changes we want made. I'm keeping them month to month, so that way I'm not giving the board too much at a time.
Right.
Because I feel like that'd be a lot of information overload if I gave them 2 chapters plus had the old, draft that they were looking at before. So we are going at a very good pace.
Well, I'm talking about Marvin's and their overload that they're seeming to have.
They're managing it better now.
Okay.
A couple months ago, it was a little bit of a struggle, but they are doing better now.
Good.
So, yes.
The other night, I felt the Zoom with Russ and with Marvin. It worked pretty close to them being in the room. Maybe not as good, Todd, but it seemed to work pretty good the other night.
There's times that would lag between the Zoom, the computers and everything. Some things get missed and have to be repeated. And it's not the best to hear in there. The last meeting I was at, we couldn't see, what was his name?
Mason, yeah, he was
Yeah,
having.
Mason was there. He was
computer-
talking on black screen,
He
a
was
black
having-
screen.
Well, and then at the end of last meeting, we were having issues with our camera.
Yeah, it
So,
messed up towards the
yeah.
end of the meeting.
There's a lot of money that's being laid out there thinking they're gonna be there in person. So that's where I'm coming from on it.
So, Wade, did you have any recommendations on the motion, or are we good the way it is?
I mean, I think it's fine for what you're wanting to do right now. I mean, it could always be wordsmithed a little bit, but in essence, it covers the substantial completion date of September 30th, extends that to December 31st, and if there are any issues, then it can be readdressed at that time.
So, go ahead and use it, take this motion.
I think it's fine.
Okay, I would entertain the motion based upon the recommendation of the planning and zoning director and approval as to form by the county attorney to authorize and direct the chairman of the Coffee County Commissioner to sign the letter of extension of the existing contract with Marvin Planning Consultants to complete Coffee County's comprehensive plan and estimated to be substantially complete on or before December 31st, 2026.
I'll second that.
Okay, Curry moved, Thompson seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0.
Okay, I'll go, make that correction on the letter, and then I'll bring it back up for Mark to sign. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lynn.
All right. Well, we have a few things to sign before Amelia gets here. Amelia's not here, right?
Okay, everything that I've got is going to go in that one.
She's not on the one going on here. Is she back out or? Yeah.
No, she's there,
1050?
Health department on your,
right after Heidi.
oh, it's not on the agenda chart.
Oh, on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, no.
She's on earlier, I don't know what happened. She's supposed to be there.
I'll fix it.
It's on the printer now. Yeah. It was on the one I looked at last night.
On the internet, it was. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Go start on that.
It's back now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was on the,
Yeah, it was already, yeah, but sure, the one I looked at last night. The plan.
Do you want me to call Amelia to come on up?
I think if she can come up earlier, that'd be fine.
The number you have dialed.
How are you doing, Tony?
Best day ever.
All right.
How about you?
Same.
There you go.
Just gets better and better.
All right. Second day of summer, and for the next 4 or 5 days, the high is only going to be in the 70s. I've never seen it this cool in the summer. But that's all right. 90 and 100 degree days are coming.
And we are running a little bit ahead, so yeah, Millie, if you want to go ahead and come up. Cool. So do we have to actually meet as a Board of Health for this, or what do we?
I mean, it's for our WIC, update agreement, so it's the medical side, but really, I think it's up to you guys.
Do we officially need to do anything? I mean, as a Board of Health, do we need to officially go in?
I
or-
suppose you probably should.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't have that ready, I didn't read that.
And there's the, I know that it was sent over, but I did highlight the changes on the handout.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're going to, I will move to,
Convene as a Board of Health, right?
yeah. I would move to convene as a Board of Health at 10:36 a.m.
I'll second.
Okay, I moved in 30 seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you for taking the time to meet today. So I went ahead and printed off our previous one from 2022. So this is our WIC, Women, Infant, Child Program Agreement. So currently, Lyon County CareArc, they are the, I guess you could call parent for the grantee. So they do all of the federal requirements, the reporting and all that in our Cajun. So that's the Kansas Grant Management System. They have been managing our WIC clients for over 20 years. They just have to have an updated agreement every so often. Our last agreement was from 2022 to 2023, so that's the first attachment. And I did highlight the changes. Some of our responsibilities have changed. We are no longer billed by CareArc for the monthly registered dietitian's expense. So that comes directly from the WIC funds that they receive, so we are no longer billed that. We no longer have to employ a registered nurse for them to do like the height, the A1C, all of the nurse requirements. They pick the nurse as well. And then we no longer have to employ the clerical person, so that would be like the check-in individual, the ones that will distribute the cards. The one that works. And then we no longer have to reimburse for their fiscal officer's time. That's all from their grant funds as well. And then same with the registered dietitian, listed on there twice. So the second one is the actual updated agreement. So I just wanted to present it to you guys to make sure you guys don't have any questions or concerns, and for authorization to go ahead and sign the agreement and send it back over. And that will be for 2026 to 2027 grant cycle. And the reason why we haven't housed the WIC program within Coffee County, why it's contracted out to Lyon County, is just because the registered dietitian portion. For the individuals who need recertified or initial certification for WIC services, there has to be a registered dietitian that performs those assessments. And unfortunately, we are a rural community and lack the availability of registered dietitians. But they do come on site. There was a little bit of a funding shortage on the federal side. They did cut funds temporarily in 2025, so they did have to do them virtual, but they are back on the site doing the services. Any questions?
This has worked out well in the past.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? How we can approve this motion?
It's like something we need.
Yes.
You got an idea about how many people this serves in our county?
I do not, but I can get those numbers for this year and send it over to you guys. I'm not even going to give you an estimate because we don't see all of the patients. So typically whenever they come in for their WIC appointments, they come upstairs to see us for their immunization appointments.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of curious.
Yep, I can get those numbers.
Pretty substantial though, I would guess.
I think you guys would be surprised on the numbers.
Yeah.
They're pretty busy down there.
Yeah.
Any other
program,
questions?
so.
Yeah.
All right, I will move to approve the Women, Infant, Children Program Agreement / budget between CareArc Emporia and the Coffee County Health Department, effective October 1, 2026 through September 30, 2027, to ensure that the eligible citizens of Coffee County are provided with WIC services.
I'll second it.
Avondross seconded. I moved. Avondross seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. So that is approved.
Alrighty, do you guys want a copy of that agreement once it's fully executed?
Sure. Or, get it to Angie at least.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so you don't have anything else as far as Board of Health?
No, nothing else.
Okay, well, I will move to adjourn as a Board of Health at 10:42 a.m. and reconvene as a Board of County Commissioners.
Second that.
Okay, Thompson seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Okay.
Alright, that's all I have for
All right.
today. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
coming on.
much.
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll continue. You guys are still signing stuff, right? Let's get to that.
Leaning on it.
Wade, are you still working on the water softener thing, or what?
Yes, so what I've suggested, Tom is going to get a copy of the room where this particular water softener will be placed, so they have what it looks like in that room. And then there was a brochure that River City sent out when I forwarded one of the requests to them from whoever this entity was. So attach that brochure, the design plan, and then keep everything else the same, bring that back, update the notice, and then those will be the documents that will be available to anybody who wants to request information. That way it's fair across the board. That seemed to be internally consistent with what some of the requests were for. What does that room look like? What space is available? I don't know how big these things are, but maybe that makes a difference in what they'll put as part of their bid, and then the scope of what the brochure is that is kind of a design for these water softeners. I don't know what else to do. So he's working on that right now.
Okay. Are y'all done signing everything that it needs?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, want to do round table real quick before we do budget work session? Do you have anything, Wade, for round table?
I'm just handing these out. The Coffee County Cancer Support Group came by my office. I think they thought they were on the agenda for today. I indicated to them, and this is maybe me speaking out of turn, I was already providing some diversion money to the Cancer Support Group. I think nobody will deny it's a noteworthy cause and group, the effort that they put forward. But if my understanding is correct from what you've indicated previously, that that's not a good utilization of taxpayer money. Diversion money is not taxpayer money, and that's why I contribute to them. So she wanted me to hand these out to each of you, just so you had it and you can do with it what you want.
Okay. All right, thanks. Anything else?
I've actually got a couple things.
I figured.
Well, so one is on the north property. I have as I indicated last week, I have the completed 3-person appraiser opinion of value, which includes not only the residents, but the agricultural property and then that final figure. That has not been provided to each of you, and that's done intentionally. The only thing that you've seen so far is the agreement that contemplated what the scope of work was. And that's for those who are out there as well. What we're waiting on was the completed full appraisal from Jeff Clark, which I received on either Friday or Saturday. I can't remember which one. It's probably 30 pages, maybe just a little bit less than that. That has been completed. So now we're at the stage where you need to figure out how you want to move forward. You probably need to consider setting a reserve, and I guess I have the advantage of having the documents to talk about. I think for purposes of setting sort of the structure on how you want to move forward, you may consider it may be something that we need to talk about as a consultation with your attorney to move forward. We don't have to do that right now. You can maybe chew on that, and then from there, all of the information at some point will have to be disclosed. But right now, so that somebody does not have a competitive advantage to move forward, because you want this to be just like anything else, and you've done this before. If you go back in time when you were selling other property, you came up with a figure, and that figure, for this purpose, you need to set your reserve, and you don't want that reserve disclosed publicly, because if all you're going to do is set a reserve and do it publicly, then you might as well just say, here's what your figure is, because if it goes out to an auction or on the market, then somebody already knows what your bottom line is. So that's sort of the point of that. But you need to know sort of what you're working with and what you have regarding these appraisals. The appraisal is a benefit to you as a board, so it doesn't look like from the outside looking in, maybe it will anyways, I don't know, that you just pulled a number out of the air. It actually is a number that has been vetted by professionals in that industry who came up with those numbers, so that if somebody wants to assign blame or scrutiny to you later on down the road, then these are figures that are used in the courtroom. These are figures that are reasonable and would withstand that scrutiny if it comes. And I think who knows. So that's number one. Number two, I have two executive sessions that I need to request. One is I need to provide you an update regarding ongoing litigation against the county. That's number one. Number two would be similar, except for it entails potential litigation against the county. And those are two issues that I'm not going to talk about in the open. You need to be advised of what's happening regarding each scenario. First one, each of them 10 minutes.
Before we do that, real quick, let's see, Carl got here. Do you have an update on wholesale 12?
Yeah, it's a bit short update.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be long.
Yeah, if you want to give that to us real quick before we move into this other stuff, that'd be awesome.
Last Wednesday, I went up and, took the letter up to him, talked to him, and it was very well received. They have the same basic philosophy that we do. We need to secure water out of Melbourne Reservoir to secure the future of Public Wholesale 12 in the region. They're very much wanting to progress forward. They're in the middle. They want to send a letter back of support for a mutual meeting. Richard Hines, their lawyer, will be reaching out to Wade to talk about the legal issues we need to get worked out. The only worry they have is the same one we did, is making sure that we all agree on the verbiage, so no future commission or water board have to worry about what we've done. But it was terrifically received. So they did receive a little update as far as what it would look like, the general outlay from Midwestern Engineering. I'll be working with Jenny to where we can bring Ben or Danny back up so we can give you that same information so people see it and we can keep everybody on the same page. Any questions?
Very good.
Oh, no, it was terrific. It was a really upbeat meeting.
I appreciate the update.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl. Okay. Let's move back to executive session. You said 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes for each. You can pick.
I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session for 10 minutes to include each of the commissioners and County Councilor Wade Bowie II to discuss matters deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship regarding legal advice regarding ongoing litigation against the county under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B2, and to resume in the commission chambers at 11:05.
So moved. Second.
Parker moved. McCurry seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. So we will adjourn at 11:05.
Yeah, on this next one, give us a couple minutes more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good idea. No action taken following that executive session. I'd entertain a motion to enter into executive session for 10 minutes to include each of the commissioners and County Councilor Wade Bowie II to discuss matters deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship regarding legal advice regarding potential litigation against the county under Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B2. To resume in the commission chambers at 11:19.
I'll move. Or did you move?
No.
I move.
So McCurry moved, Parker seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. That's 11:19. We're back in open session. No action taken following that executive session. Do you have anything else under roundtable, Wade? I mean, I think we may, after a while, may go ahead and do the attorney-client concerning up north.
Okay. I'm gonna go see if I can get the documents from Tom on the water softener, so that can be re-advertised. And just so you know, I mentioned last week the issue regarding the air handler and the actuators and updates. The estimate came in under $10,000. So, I plan on going ahead and giving the green light to make that happen. I think, obviously, if you don't do that, somewhere in the very near future is a $250,000 replacement, and this will extend the life of what you have currently, so.
That's good. Okay, Todd, do you have anything?
Yeah, I think just doing budget stuff and everything, I would like sometime, maybe you guys wouldn't even care or anything, but an update from the jail and sheriff's department on how much money we're taking in from federal prisoners that was supposed to offset our payment on the bond issue, see where we're at. But we're gonna have to decide to come up with money for payment, or if anything's being made towards that yet. Just being updated a little bit on that, kinda help us.
I was thinking about that last week myself, so.
Well, and there, since he switched to Benchmark, wasn't that supposed to save quite a bit of money there in the kitchen?
Yeah, there's a lot of money coming up from
Yeah, that should.
$13 a meal to 3 or whatever it was I had in those figures.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I think that's all I got for now.
Okay. Only thing I've got, Darren did get back with me, and the tenant at the airport is willing to go ahead and lease that at the rate. We may have to get a more definite acreage, but he thought about 55 acres was his initial thought. So when we get that, I suppose we'll need to do a little something with the contract as far as, you know, to solidify that. So that's all I've got.
Mike?
One thing I really got was same thing kind of Wade's talking about the airport, that industrial park. Heidi said it's progressing pretty good, the plating of it. She talked to me a couple weeks ago, and apparently the architect or the engineer, whoever's plating it out, wanted a name for that subdivision. So I think preliminarily the name Prairie Grass Industrial Park was established for that little airport. And then she hit me up last week about naming the road, because she had to have a name for the road so EOC could issue addresses for each one of them. And I sent her back a suggestion of Meadowlark Street or Meadowlark Lane, since Milo's right in there.
Could it tie into Meadow, or to Milo Lane?
It doesn't have to.
So I didn't know if you would keep them all
Yeah.
out ties.
Yeah, that one's over to the east, so.
Just a little bit,
But it sounds like it's progressing pretty good. That ought to be needed pretty quick.
Good,
So,
because that's been going on for like,
about a year.
about a year.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah,
But
Good.
yeah, it's almost to the part where we'll have legal descriptions for those building sites and
good,
an official industrial park,
good.
so, for the county.
And we've got some infrastructure already out there, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Keep working towards the water.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the next big obstacle.
Okay, sounds good. Steve?
Yeah, the only thing I've got, I would, like to make a motion to appoint Jody Thomas to fill the position. I'm sorry.
Let me guess something.
I'm sorry.
She just left. She just left.
I was wrong.
You guys poke your head in there and see if Angie's right.
Or any of them.
Somebody that has keyboarding skills like I talked about Saturday.
Thank you.
I'm
Feel
sorry.
free.
I'm sorry, Andy.
That's okay.
Steve has a motion he wants to make.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jody Thomas to the position of the Coffee County Hospital Board to fulfill, or to fill out the position
in that expired term.
on that expired term as of 12/31/26. Does that sound right? Or close to right?
I think so.
An expired term.
12/31/26,
Yes. Report immediately.
yes.
So what is that, 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months roughly.
And an expired term. Expiring. Oop. It went wonky.
Expired December 31st, 2026.
And that's the only one open on that board, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll come back
So,
at the full one.
So you're making a motion.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
yeah, I'll second. Okay, so. Any discussion on that motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. Now,
That's all I got.
have we officially been notified about the planning board?
Yeah,
So we went around this
we got
morning.
a
So that-
designation, I guess that's what
Oh.
was titled. This morning.
Okay, so we have one vacancy again in the planning board
And then, you had an
applicant.
applicant also this morning.
Yeah.
For the
Do you want-
I'd say see if we can interview the applicant next meeting.
Okay.
And,
That's one.
'cause I don't see any reason to go out and, advertise any longer on that, because that's already been out there quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been out there a while.
We've interviewed 2 other people, plus we'll have one next week. If anybody else applies between now and then, that'll work. Anything else, Steve?
No, that was it.
I don't have anything additional to add. Wade is, trying to gather up something so we can make a motion on the water softener again, and then probably also discuss up north further. But in the meantime, we can look at budget stuff, I guess. Oh, Angie, I never asked you if you had anything.
I don't believe I do right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything. We are missing a few budgets, not very many, but, one department still hasn't submitted those, but go through what you can and we'll see if there's anything we need to change or whatever, so. And I can mark things down.
About public, Dan, do you have anything you wanna say? Any comments?
Sure. Made notes.
Oh, you actually have something?
Yes.
I just thought since you were there, I'd ask.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Ask, like Mark Twain said, be careful what you ask for, you might get it.
Yep, so what you got?
I was just gonna go back to having been a recent patient out here at the hospital, and also worked a few years in healthcare. The billing question thing we were talking about, I was reading the paper the other night, and there are like 4 columns of 10 filings in the court system for overdue bills. That's a hassle that every small hospital that I ever worked at, which was Concordia, Parsons, Iola, everybody has that issue. So that's part of what they're fighting with the billing problems there, is that they have a whole bunch of self-pay, no-pay people. I had my stuff done in early April and already had my bill, and they were very helpful at the billing office. I was surprised because I'd heard, yes, all the stories about it, and I needed to set up a payment system since with no wing, why I couldn't get a paycheck for a while. But they were very helpful and got me with the people that needed to be. So I think things are better. They're not perfect by any means, but I think there's been a lot of improvement with the current CFO billing system. The bill, when I look at it, it doesn't provide a lot of information that I'd like to see there as a previous practitioner, but
As far as details?
Details, yeah.
They talked about that at the last meeting I went to, and if you were to call up there and speak correctly, they will give you an itemized billing on it.
Right, upon request, yes,
On
that's correct.
request.
But most
I
bills,
understand.
most bills will have
Explain
that
that.
detail in it, and you don't have to go
Right.
making extra efforts to track them down. But, good point though, okay?
And that was brought up at the last meeting I can't think what
At
it
the
was
board
about.
meeting?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Yeah, that were my only thoughts of follow-up of, like, speaking from my side, like Steve, having dealt directly with the system.
And I said to St. Luke's, and I realize that's a larger hospital, but I guess my point was that if it's like that, it seems like in every
All hospitals.
All hospitals.
And the small hospitals in general all suffer with a high number of people that don't have insurance.
Yeah.
And, I worked for about 8.5 years helping at a clinic up in Shawnee, Kansas. You think of Johnson County as affluent.
Right.
Is a clinic, it's still there, I'm just not there. That was for people with no or poor insurance, and for $40 a visit, they could come in and see a practitioner for healthcare. But they had to pay, the bill.
Because if you go into an emergency room,
You're looking at $1,000 or more.
Or more.
Or several thousand.
and they've got to take care of that first.
Yeah, they had, because of the HIPAA requirements
Right.
and all of the, you gotta provide care, while you can't turn people away.
Anything else?
That was one of the things I thought of.
Okay.
Be careful what you ask for next time.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mark.
Did I
No, I'm
supposed to do
kidding.
anything with this?
No, he was just making us aware,
Which you guys know?
she went and talked to him before
Okay.
the meeting,
Okay.
and he is making some kind of a
Okay.
donation at non-taxpayer funds.
Okay.
Okay. So going through the budget stuff.
So on the wage increase, you guys did not, we had it in there last year, but we took it out because we were trying to reduce
Okay.
things down. So I went ahead and put it back in, but you can remove it if you choose. So that's why it's back there.
But it has to come from somewhere, so.
Right.
Is that something we want to wait for McGrath to come through with their study?
They'll probably be after the auditors, so we'll be doing the audit, doing the budget stuff before McGrath. We'll just have to anticipate, I don't think it'll be that big a difference anyway. So the commission, nothing's
I
really.
reduced it a little bit just because in looking at
We'll just get Steve.
what had been spent, I felt like I could take it off a little bit.
Okay,
I feel like it's originally the same.
yeah, so we're down, so that's good.
A smidge.
Any questions on the commissioner part of it?
This is for general wage increases.
That's just for the budget for the commission, including all the other stuff you see there, like advertisements, fuel, lodging, uses, personnel, services after the, wages, training expense. We don't have a whole lot. JSB. So that's up 1,000. I assume a lot of that has to do because of
Number 3, maybe insurance costs.
Insurance,
Insurance.
utilities, maybe, I don't know.
Planning to replace some fixtures and do garage door work in 2027. Any questions there or anything?
Angie, I think I asked this every time, but the utilities, when will that be out again? I mean,
Didn't I give that to you already?
On the valuation,
evaluations on utilities.
that just came out not long ago, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought I
Or
gave that.
or did it come out?
Maybe I didn't. I'm sure I did.
I haven't seen it,
You know?
but
I could have we have them.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if that was
I think it
later
would have
on.
been June 1st.
You have received them then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know. I
I
think we just kept
hope
on
so.
rolling.
Yeah, that's what I was, I couldn't remember if it came out the last of June or
Well, with
July.
my new person in the position and Casey, I think we might have missed getting that printed off for
Oh,
you,
that's
so.
fine.
No big deal, though.
so in the clerk's office, we got an increase $4,100.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific on that? Or?
No, just any increases or steps or.
Just call us.
Yeah.
Any questions there? Election department.
So, I just want you to know that not next year, but the year after, our software for our election system is going to increase dramatically. Our contract we've had with PSNS has been in place for a number of years, and we were informed that that is going to be expiring. So we will see some big numbers coming for that. And the state covered a lot of the costs last time, but now they're going to be putting it on us.
For 27 or for 28?
28. So, but I just want to kind of put it in your mind that
Sure.
that will be something.
So no state help?
I don't know if we'll get any at all. If we do, it will be very minimal.
And increase is just basically just personnel, for personal services.
On an election, you mean?
Yeah. Any questions, sir? Okay, go to treasurer. There's an increase there. How do we do this quicker? Pay that pass. $10,860. I got 12,660 from last year's budget.
11,000
12,660.
on the treasurer.
Yes.
Last year was 370,716, and this year 381,576.
We got 10,860.
That's three. It's three. Okay. I just had one on my bad.
It's easy enough to do, some of them are different than others, for our county
Yeah.
supporters.
Contractual actually went down. Capital outlay went down, and then personal services went up, so. Any questions there? We have Chamber of Commerce.
Same.
Same,
Well, was it the same, or?
Yeah, 150
Yeah,
for county.
150. That's one with
had more than this.
the number was more
Yes.
last year, but, I think it's the way they filled out the form.
Yeah.
Any questions on the chamber? Everybody okay with that thing right now? Steve and Wade, in the past, on that, we were talking about the tourism and bumping that up to possibly 5. In the past, did some of the chamber come from tourism? Do you recall that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't.
But, I mean, it wouldn't be a very big chunk if it did, but I didn't know if that.
Mark, I can't remember.
Oh, well, it just.
Sorry.
Ask that again.
In the past, I mean, several years ago, I didn't know if part of the chamber budget some of the county funds. I didn't know if some of that came from that bed tax.
I don't know, because the chamber we just started supporting the chamber, what, 2 years ago, 3 years, 2 or 3 years ago?
I cannot
I can't remember.
I don't wanna take anything away from the tourism, what we're doing, because I think we're moving in the right direction on that right now.
Mark, I can't remember.
Okay.
So it's up this year.
Well,
That's good to hear.
that is good to hear.
Yeah.
If we ever have a down.
What was it, 3 years ago that it was,
dropped it,
Dropped
pretty
it.
good chunk.
dropped a big chunk.
Yeah.
Okay, Kansas legal, sorry, I'm probably way behind you guys, but legal services 500 increase. That's probably no problem. Yeah.
That was high.
Yeah. If anybody has any concerns, holler.
Yeah.
Or are we lacking,
Yeah, we had those two.
oh, we're lacking county council.
He said,
Yeah, he said
I
that he.
visited with him, not about that, but in the discussion, he said he was about at that.
Yeah.
Register of deeds.
Now, I know she has a little bit of an increase. So there'll be some possible changes coming in that area department at some point.
Which one is that?
11.
11. All right.
10,700?
Yeah, looks like. Which is not huge on the amount of the budget.
Of course, the majority majority of those increases are personal services.
Yeah.
So what was 12? Mental wellness, we're missing that?
Okay, no,
Or what?
no. We need to remove that one. There won't be one there.
Okay.
We had a department in general. We moved it back to its own fund so Amelia could monitor that. So that one will come off. So you can draw a line through that under
Okay.
index.
No,
Yeah,
Mental wellness number
general fund, mental
tab
health.
12. So 13 is district court.
Would you pass whatever to Mike? Yeah.
What?
District court, you really can't do anything about?
thank you, Angie.
I gave you
Right.
25 and
And 26, thank you.
that way you can see.
So went up about 23 million.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
So scratch 12 and
Yeah.
district court.
Mm-hmm. So, district court went up.
$47.
Yes, $347.
That's not horrible. More.
So this one, this tab, you have asphalt, you have equipment. There's 3 pages, but there's only 2 budgets. And this is that extra department in general that Road and Bridge uses for.
Okay.
Asphalt's unchanged.
Oh, I guess that is.
2.5 million. Equipment increased 50,000. Cost of equipment keeps going up. Is everybody okay with the asphalt and equipment?
I want to say before we get crazy here, we're not saying these are set in stone that we're okay with, we're just looking at them.
We're looking at it right now.
Okay.
If we have any questions or whatever,
Well,
now's the
at
time
the end
to.
of it, we're gonna have some, because everything seems to be going up.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some questions, or I'm gonna have some questions on keeping things down.
But the cost of living goes up, Todd. I mean,
Steve, I know that.
well, I'm just
But
saying.
I'm saying also, we took a butt kicking with the people about their increased prices of their taxes.
I know that, but I'm just saying that the cost of doing business continues to go
I
up.
understand that, I'm not a dummy.
I know that, Todd. I didn't say that.
So, well, basically, if we have any questions now on anything, then we'll go ahead and,
We'll go back to.
we'll bring him in, but before the auditor comes on the 13th of July.
Yeah.
Try to get our answers, or any questions we have answered before then. And then when we work with them, then we'll have to figure out, hopefully we don't have to work too hard.
And it actually would be helpful if there's one you have a question on now, I can mark it so we can go back to it. That would be helpful, because otherwise, you're kind of telling me, okay on this one, doesn't mean it's set in stone, because it's not set in stone until the
Right.
occupancy here, but
I see what you're saying.
it would be helpful to say, let's call them in later, and then I'll mark it. So,
Okay, courthouse budget.
okay. So, last year, I budgeted what I budgeted, because we were going to be paying for utilities and all kinds of things for the jail, or the law enforcement center out of this. And based on where we're at as of May, is how I came up with my number for 2027. So that's how I came up with that.
So, is that $82,000 increase?
Yeah.
You said paying for the jail.
Right. Yeah, 'cause see, we started with the brand new building, and we had no history on how much it's gonna cost or anything to run.
Mm-hmm.
So we budgeted what we budgeted, and based on how we've been running for the past 5 months, is what I projected for the rest of this year, then to come up with the number for 2027.
Okay, which one? Gotcha.
Number 15.
On 15, yeah.
Courthouse general.
But mine, I don't have any county support on it. Is that the 82,000?
No,
That's
it's the
the increase from
1.8.
last year.
That's the,
1.8?
yeah, the
Okay.
difference between last year and this year's
Yeah,
82,000.
Expenditures up there in the middle there.
Last year was
No,
a guess, and this
I think
is.
I know what I'm
That's
talking
another
about.
guess. We usually do.
Yeah.
So, well,
Yeah, they're different, formats for the different ones.
I guess basically that one, it is what it is, I guess. Because we didn't know last year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year was an unknown.
Wellness. Did it actually go down?
Mm-hmm.
Angie, back on 15 there,
Mm-hmm.
courthouse department.
Yep.
On that back page, it's got insurance/bonds, $40,000. Down there about
Yeah.
halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Is that actually your bond payment?
I think that's what we put in there for last year's budget. So,
Kind of goes back to what Colin asked a while ago about how much has been received for the bond payment that's
Yeah.
gonna be due for the jail.
Right, right.
are those bonds for the jail and the courthouse, they're tied together or
Well,
they're
yeah.
separate?
no, the bonds for the jail should be being paid out of the
Sheriff's office.
Sheriff's.
jail, yeah.
But they were issued as separate bonds, or is it one?
No, I think it's one bond.
Yeah, it's one.
It's just the project is in 2 phases.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was questioning, if that 40 was for the bond for the jail or for.
No, because it was gonna be like $1 million.
And I had a question, I asked Richard, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, and I was concerned about the shortage of maybe revenue from inmates. And he said the amount of interest that was made on investments is pretty good. So, I mean, we ought to have some kind of a cushion there. So,
That's gonna help out with that.
yeah.
It's good news.
That's not to say in the future, things, I mean, it needs to start paying for
Creating
itself.
revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know where we stand for sure on the jail at the moment until we get some better figures.
Well, like Todd mentioned earlier, you know, the deal with the meals is gonna be
Yeah, that,
Make a fair amount.
I'm just curious how that's all gonna shake out.
Yeah.
Should make it.
Well, speaking of this, I don't know if you guys have seen the Anderson County paper, I don't know what it's called. Their
Yeah.
commissioner stepped up and said either close the jail
Fill it or
fill
shut
it.
Yep.
So if they shut it down, we're gonna get some people there, but they were complaining about all the new jails in the areas.
I read
Cause
that.
they were taking people in there
Too
from
much
places like this
competition.
before. Yeah.
Is that a new jail over there?
No, they refurbished
They
theirs.
refurbished
Just
it,
refurbished.
but they were
Well,
losing a lot of
it's been
money.
like 10 or 15 years,
Oh,
I think, when they
okay,
did that.
okay. I couldn't remember, there's so many, they're right, there's a
So
lot of
many
jails
of them,
going up
so-
around, but
There's enough inmates to go.
Yeah, well, that's bad.
But they were counting on inmates to help
Yeah.
pay for
Right,
that, you
right,
know, and now,
right.
now there's not as many, so. Is my understanding anyway. So general capital outlay, 50,000.
which one are you on?
Be
17. Is there a reason going up 50,000 on that? It's just,
I'm not sure.
that just goes into the capital improvement
Well,
fund?
that's in the general, so like if anything major to the building happens, that's where we pay generally out of the general fund capital outlay.
Okay.
You can put an asterisk by that one.
Okay. I'll put it as sticky. I'll go back and review that one.
I guess if it's going in that fund though, then at least we're not committing to spend it at that point.
Right, no.
Yeah.
Still
No.
have access to it?
Yeah.
Is that a
still
fund
have
that
access.
we've deleted in the, is that fund that we've deleted somewhat?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, it is, that's right.
What?
Thank you for reminding me, Steve. So, we used to budget like $1 million something in this one, 1.25
Right.
for capital outlay, and then we would transfer it out to the capital improvement plan. And I thought I would maybe increase it a little because you still need to fund that plan. We've got to keep that plan funded.
Because that particular one has been deleted.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, we didn't have it in 2025. You guys took it completely out
Right.
because we
Yeah.
had trying to keep things down. And
I
then
remember
last
that,
year
yeah.
we put 750, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just bump it up a little bit, and so that's what
How
I,
are we doing in it as of now?
as a capital improvement plan, we're gonna fall short if we don't, over the next few years, keep trying to get
Build
some
it
money
back
in
up.
there. Yeah, I can pull that plan up.
We're gonna be pretty close then, from what you're saying. We
Yeah.
expect to be pretty tight at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I've kind of planned it out for 7 years instead of the 5, because it's kind of nice to have just a little bit more looking at that plan.
Mhm.
I can pull it up here. Do you have the fund sheet? Did you have that still? Yeah,
Latest one
I know,
have.
I haven't gotten
Is
it.
that 5.7 or something?
Yeah, there's 5.7, and that'll fund it for till about 2028. That's 3 years.
at 5.7.
So we really need to focus on getting some money in there. So we're not even funded for 5 years right now.
Okay, then 19. Oh, 18, it was unchanged, sorry. Tech training equipment.
Next one's council on the 8th. Council on Aging.
Oh, that's what that is. Council on
Is this Conway, still doing it?
They've got somebody else on there now that's managing, but he's still.
We have that all resolved.
Still,
We have that all resolved.
Don, I think it's still ongoing.
Okay.
There's new, Conroy was acting, director there. He's still the treasurer, but they've got someone else in there that's active in there.
Looking through this, they're requesting the same as last year.
Sure, back to you,
Yes, that's what I'm interpreting so far.
Mm-hmm.
Without saying too much, I think that they're still playing some catch up.
It's in the process.
It's in the process, so I guess what I'm saying is that budget appears to be on, down here, correct. I mean, it's, or that's my feeling on it.
So there's several different requests within this, right? I mean, there's one for each of the senior centers, there's one for East Central Kansas Area Agency on Aging.
Right, the Council of the Aging take the budget requests from the different entities, and then they present that as
That one sheet on.
as one sheet on the back, and then they disperse that out to each individual. Isn't that right, Angie?
Yes, that's
The
correct.
aging, the Council of the Aging is the main entity, and then they.
Well, we pay them, they're $50,500, and then we pay Burlington.
Right, right, right.
So which has them all totaled, the East Central Kansas, or is there something else that has them totaled together?
It's the second page,
See, 'cause
where
okay.
she totaled all the cities,
Okay.
and then East Central is separate, so it's 50,500, and then the 68,455, which is a total of 118,955. So on the very front page is, has my name and Stuart Jean, and the second page shows county support request,
Right.
and that's the one we're looking at. Do you not have that?
Now, there's a lot of pages in there.
I know, but she puts it all in there.
That's the only one I've got.
That's what,
That's total money then, because the aging is not on there.
no, that's just for the city.
Senior centers.
So that 68,455 is that one. And then the last 4 pages in that packet is the Council on Aging and Nutrition. One's for 25,500 and one's for 25,000.
Okay.
And we paid the 50,500 to Ottawa, the East Central Aging, because they distribute the food.
Right.
And there was an issue with the food a long time ago, and that's why it got separated.
I see.
Is this a Meals on Wheels program?
Yes.
Yes, and then the, what they, at the different, sites of the county, then they'll, provide meals, on specific days.
So as far as the East Central Kansas Area Agency, those budgets are unchanged from last year, right? The nutrition and the,
It looks like they've been the same for the last 2 years, which surprising cost of groceries anymore.
but looking at the individual senior centers, I'm having trouble. I think there's some increases, but they're minor increases, if there are any. Leroy, they increased 1,000. I think Waverly increased 1,300 to 1,400.
Yep.
And they all seem to be modest increases anyway. Yeah. Ridley stayed the same.
Leroy's about the biggest one, isn't it?
Yeah. What was theirs increase?
Went up $1,000.
$1,000. $1,300 or something? Yeah, about $1,300 so anyway.
Waverly's was the same.
Waverly's was up just a little bit, I think. I can't.
Leroy's looks like it's insurance and repairs and maintenance, basically.
It's probably across the board, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Waverly was, about $1,300 to $1,400 increase. Utilities. Utilities and insurance, yep. Any questions on any of those? Utilities, insurance, all that?
I don't have utilities yet. Are you talking that, are you talking about
Yeah,
that?
the seniors.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to, never remember 20. CASA, we don't have CASA yet.
No.
Have you been in contact with her?
I emailed, but I hadn't heard anything, so I'm gonna reach out, call or something.
I know she's, I see her quite a bit on Thursday, so
Okay.
it's 22.
You say 22?
County Resource Council. We don't have anything from them.
Nope. I gotta find out who I gotta contact from them.
Found out several months ago, I'm trying to remember who it is.
Which one was that, Mark?
Resource Council, oh, well, we originally were talking about CASA, we don't have anything from them, but she's been trying to find out who to contact on the Coffee County Resource Council. I don't know if Janet Wallmeyer's a contact on that or not.
Well, I was gonna check with one of the girls that works in the treasurer's office, but she wasn't here the other day, so
Yeah.
she might be here today.
I'm not sure if they have anything to do with it anymore, but you can check.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say you don't have utilities yet?
No, I just realized I missed putting that one in.
Juvenile detention. It's the same.
Yep.
Yep.
Airport. He's the same.
Same as last year? Yep.
Down from 2 years ago. Technology.
Down $1.
Down $1.
No, down, down $21.
$21.
Don't short them, don't short them there.
You may need that
Later.
later.
We might need that for lunch.
You could adjust it to $1.
Sure you can't get rid of another 20. Yeah. Council for the Arts.
That's because it looks like they lost their longevity pay. It went from 2,400 to 600.
Talking about on the
Technology.
I'm gonna step out for a minute and make a phone call.
All right. Yeah, I believe it.
Well, just Adam's in there now, so, and they don't have a new one that's been there long enough to.
Right.
qualify for it, so.
Council for the Arts, that increased 3,000, is that right?
Yep.
Rationale, expenses of bringing performers, events, and activities to communities. Seeing an increase in charges due to the world's economy, gas, tariffs, on goods and services, which results in unwanted side effects as seen in higher consumer prices. The community stipends have remained the same for numerous years, as has the funding awarded to Council for the Arts from county commissioners, which has been very much appreciated. Any questions on Council for the Arts? Sheriff.
Wonder what.
Flag that one. That's $250,000.
Okay.
It's like most of it's in personal services. everything else. How much did they budget for personal services? Is it 3?
For this year,
Yeah.
For
2.896.
I'm sorry?
2.896.
What about for budget when the letter went out for budgeting for next year? Wasn't there something in the letter?
So 3.5%.
What did it say, 3.5?
3 or 3.5, yeah. One of the two, it's not both.
Well, I know about everybody has an increase in personal services, and I couldn't remember
Yeah.
what was told.
Yep.
So obviously there's increases beyond that.
Did we happen to get anything back from that vehicle on the highway that was totaled? Insurance company?
27.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
I could find out.
I know that was talked about paying for that vehicle and then getting reimbursed.
Still.
Contractuals in the sheriff's went up $73,902. Something to do with the jail.
See, on here, they've got vehicle repairs and maintenance, and then we've got vehicle expenses, and then we've also got vehicle tires and parts.
Well, so when we had to break out and do these individual line items like this, we tried to make line items that would fit for everyone. And then we had departments come back and say they wanted it named something else or wanted it to be something else, but they needed to see things listed out. So that's why you're gonna see some of that.
It just makes me, when there's one that says vehicle expenses, $285,000, we've got several other, it seems redundant, and that's increased, is that $285,000 plus another $40,000 plus another $85,000?
I don't disagree, but.
And commodities, is that groceries?
typically it's anything you can touch. So office chairs, office supplies, things like that are what commodities generally are.
What's the difference between the two fuel, expenses?
I don't know. I have to ask them what they, I don't know if they have something else or different fuel usage. I don't know. I would have to ask them. I don't know if they have like road fuel on one and something else on another. I don't know. But we've got it marked to question, so.
Good afternoon.
Probably vehicle expense is purchasing a vehicle under capital outlay. That's capital outlay. And then you're gonna have vehicle fuel under commodities, and then repairs and maintenance they have listed as a contractual line item.
There's a fuel here expense of $25,000, and then down here is a fuel expense of $145,000. Okay. Extradition is 4 times as high.
I would think that, it's like, we have need, are they being, we're paying to extradite them out of our new facility, or we're bringing them in to our new facility?
I don't know.
We're gonna
Bring them in.
pick them up in other states and bring them back. So, the transport, secure transport expense, I need to be that much of an increase. What are the?
From 5,000 to 20,000.
15,000.
I think that probably has to do with the number of people over the last couple of years who have been extradited.
The expectation of having.
Well, we had to go to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Illinois. I think we went, and I'm not saying just, over a period of time that I'm remembering, we've gone to Vermont, we've gone to California. It's
Right.
it just depends on a year. I don't know how you can truly forecast that. And then on the back end, once somebody is convicted, I request reimbursement for the extradition costs, but
Like transferring them to federal or state prison then or something?
no, let's say somebody has a criminal charge, they leave the jurisdiction before their court date, then it doesn't just go away. They end up having to come back and face responsibility at some point. It has to be, to extradite out of state, it has to be a felony offense. So certain felony offenses, and depending on what it is and what I know about the individual, I'll request either Kansas and surrounding or nationwide extradition.
So you get reimbursement on some of that, is that right? Oh, you request reimbursement,
I request reimbursement.
but, okay.
Does it always come through?
Not always. I mean, it ends up being a cost at times that's turned over to collections, and then the court system has their own collection system. I think it would depend on a given year. I think one year it might be low. A good example would be juvenile detention. I usually ask for $10,000, and in some years it's well below that, and 2 years ago it was 40-some thousand. And it had to be that based on the type of offense and level of offense that we were dealing with.
As you heard, you say commodities would consist of?
Anything that you could physically touch,
Touch.
yeah.
Okay.
So just under, I don't know what the number is, but there's under a number, like $1,000 or something, and then it goes to capital outlay
Okay.
after that, because it would be considered a large expenditure.
BRB.
Good software, this, and then I get $72,000 for equipment.
They didn't have anything according to the sheet.
Hmm?
They didn't show anything according to the sheet.
We think you could convert her before you put new software.
I know. Well, I guess, yeah. I don't know, maybe it's not connected to the same
Maybe not.
project, you might say.
Are they still on the sheriff?
Thank you, look at the questions and come back to it. Yeah, colored pins. Huh? Need more colored pins.
Transportation's next.
Crayons.
She's got a $25,000 increase on that again. Appears like it's based on the growth of the program.
Those are the operating expenses. Million assets. Assets. Didn't she say something about wanting to buy a new van or something when she was up there a couple weeks ago?
Well, they're always rotating, and it depends on state, on the grant funds, I think.
She's got 25,000 proposed increase this year.
Yeah. Well, in her letter, it says, the request, request an approximate 9% increase in the county subsidy per KDOT. The amount of funding requested statewide greatly exceeded the funds available, which resulted in Coffee County Transportation's operating budget being underfunded. So,
They almost have $1 million in assets. It's a lot larger than that.
that is a pretty vital service to a lot of taxpayers.
There is a lot of benefit.
Yeah. Isn't really giving them out there for the CDs down there that she's got listed as far as interest.
Jail.
Are we on the jail or what do we?
Yeah, I just have movie.
So I'd like to about personnel services makes up the bulk of that, isn't it? Good portion of it, I guess, anyhow, not all of it.
It's only 3.2% increase, so.
Susan Jones is in the $34,000 savings in inmate meals. When I first was on it, it was $704,000.
If they were full or what?
If they were full.
Uh-huh.
So in the jail, why'd the prescriptions go from 8,000 to 0? Yeah, Tom, question.
I'm sure there's some sort of program.
I mean, I'm glad it's 0, but, just curious. With the new jail, how come our building supplies went from $100 to 10,000?
Say that again, Todd.
It's on the second page, Steve, there at the top. It says, building supplies.
Oh, okay, I see it, yeah, thanks. Inmate medical from 0 to 130,000, I wonder what that would be. On like inmate, on the inmate medical, I'm not sure what the 26, there was 0, and then 27, 130,000. I wonder if that was moved around from someplace else, or...
Well, even the one below it's got 38,100, so there's $168,000.
I mean, I'm just curious what that represents.
Good. I don't know.
Maybe it was moved from...
Registrations and meetings there, they had 0 for 26, and they went 4,100 for 27.
And contract services decreased. from 110,000 to 65,000. Kind of makes you wonder if some of that stuff's moved around.
Moved around, that's what I'm wondering.
Sure, some of it is, yeah.
After you guys get through the lake, I was thinking we might go ahead and do our, you got the water softener information on what we need there. Yeah. We can do that in the executive session once we get through the lake, I think. Then we can decide how much further to pursue this week. We can always take up more next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although next week we're doing vouchers.
Yes.
Some vouchers. Where's everybody at?
I guess on the lake.
On the lake.
At the lake, I guess.
Yeah.
We go for me.
We're gonna try to move forward with
Okay. I'm gonna stop on budgets today then.
the, I
Probably
guess
about at the
next-
halfway point.
yeah, we're probably close to halfway. Next week we're doing warrants and vouchers,
Mhm.
right? How much is on the agenda right now?
Not a lot. Yeah, Heidi was reviewing possible approval for a case, planning board interview, and then budget work session and questions vouchers. So if you want me to limit what's on, we could do that,
Yeah, 'cause we need to.
unless there's an emergency.
Well, and if we have, questions on some of these budgets?
Do I?
Half page.
Page.
Yeah.
Depends on how long they want.
Yeah, measure halves and quarters, you know.
Yeah, see if we can protect a little bit of time for,
Okay,
for budgets.
try to do that.
So
We'll do checks and vouchers first, because you have to have that done next week, and then we'll
Right.
go with budget.
So we're stopping it, we've done the Coffee County rate.
Yes.
You can go ahead and stay and work on it this afternoon.
Sure. Thanks, Mike.
Work out your grievances.
Right.
Okay, so as far as this water softener, what do we need to do now?
Sure. The water softener. Yeah, there you go. Should
So I'm sending around, I only have one copy because I didn't want to kill more trees than necessary, but what you'll see, that's the original bid with a couple things that probably need to be changed, including the date, so pick a date when you want that due. Here's a picture of a map or a diagram from the interior where it would be in the mechanical room. There's two different maps, an actual picture in the area that's being proposed, and then an example that I've just pulled out the relevant sheets. Eco Water Systems, Commercial Water Softening, sort of their handout brochure, and then specific items that are highlighted that give the examples for flow rate and pressure, nominal resin tank diameter, height, inlet, outlet height, overall height, brine tank diameter, brine tank height, simplex, all concepts. I can read it off, but I have no idea what that means. Operational flows, flow rate, and pressure, that's highlighted on the sheet. So hopefully that will be enough. And then the only other thing is that there is I don't know if it needs to be written in here anywhere. Service coming in is a 4-inch copper line, and I don't know if that makes a difference or not. So if you can just take a look, I think the bid sheet with those attachments hopefully will answer some of those questions.
So they request this and then.
So anybody who's interested, this will be available here in the clerk's office, and then it'll get sent to Rhonda Truelove down in the economic development. She'll post it on the county website under the bid advertisement section. That's where a number of the emails that I was receiving were, I think, being generated from, because they go in and see the bid advertisement. And then it has the bid, as you will see, kind of has general parameters, what they're looking for. It references in paragraph 2, for example, or in the project description, this system will be installed in the Coffee County Law Enforcement Center in the mechanical room 184. Well, that's probably why that's generated questions about, well, what's mechanical room 184 look like? Well, now So that has at least a picture of the mechanical room.
Well, I mean, I think if anybody needs more information than what you're supplying there, then they can look. I mean, that's gonna be.
They can come and check it out.
They can
Yeah.
check it out.
I would expect that if I was bidding it, I'd want to anyhow.
Yeah. Not at a distance.
I'm surprised you didn't have no interest.
Andrew, you gonna put more information in these books for us?
I will, if I can get some more budget
Okay.
to into that, but if you wanna take it, you can, and I can set it aside.
I'll just wait and then get it the next, we're not gonna finalize this next meeting, are we?
No, it'll be in another,
July sometime.
about a month.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you still have in a Word document this cover sheet that we could modify or adjust?
I can have to see, yeah. Did you email it to me, too?
I don't remember where it came from. I can tell you it didn't come from me.
Two will. I hadn't looked at that part yet.
So, that would be the one we need to change the date. That include those additional documents would be a part of this new bid advertisement. And it may be of value to include a sentence that says, reach out to the county to request an inspection of or a viewing of the proposed site or something like that. That way.
So, gonna republish it again also? Need to go 2 times, 3 times?
I don't remember when that was originally published.
You may need to go check with Casey, because I don't show anything here. She might have it.
Is there a date on the top one of those? Or did you take both of them? I think she took both.
I came from Lisa. I'm getting them to make those changes.
Looks like that ran 3 times before. So what kind of wording you want on the motion? Like what we had before, or do we need to modify it any?
The only thing that you might add is now you're including drawings and a picture of the mechanical room and an example of from whatever that company is. Eco Water. And then that'll all go as part of, somebody requests a big bid packet, then they can get a copy of that.
Well, if you want.
And I did find out the question about McElroy's. They thought what they had previously turned in would qualify, and they were informed it did not, because they didn't turn it in pursuant to the bid application process.
Okay.
That's what I figured might have happened there, because I figured they were surely still interested.
Good. So, we actually have a bid.
I don't know if I have the right one here.
Gonna get one anyhow.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were advised that would not qualify, because they didn't follow the procedures.
But we at least have somebody that's interested in it for sure.
Yep.
Okay, several things here. Number one, as long as I can get the actual advertisement to bid by the middle of the afternoon today, well, a couple hours, I could get it in this week's paper. And if you wanted to run it 3 times, then the last run would be on July 9th, which means you could make the bids due 5 p.m. Friday, July 10th, if you wanted to go that fast on it. Or if you wanted to push it off a week, just push it off a week.
I think the 10th is fine. Once Angie has the document, I think it's just a matter of changing the dates, adding the information, printing it off, signing it, and then it being sent to you, because you have the rest of the packet, and then sent down to Rhonda and Economic Development to upload it.
It's already been advertised once, so I feel that should be adequate, basically giving them 2 weeks
Right.
notice, even though there'd be 3 notices.
Yeah.
I feel it is.
July 10th.
Yeah.
Okay, and then,
So basically, I guess the motion would be the same as before, just change the bid due date.
yeah.
Maybe you can change some of the wording on the actual invitation to bid.
What do I need to change on this?
Well, whatever, about being
Oh.
able to see the
What did you say,
information.
Wade, that, what will be included?
I just have something, reach out to request an opportunity to view the proposed location or something to that effect.
And then you want to publicly open and read it July 13th
Yes.
at, you want to do 9:05, and that way then you can move on with Emily?
We just had somebody else there.
Well, we were gonna do Emily and Amber? No?
You did the interviews?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna, well,
The cook.
That's next Monday.
Right, okay.
But no, the 13th, we put someone on the calendar. That was, oh, yeah, Amber at
At 10 o'clock.
So we could do her at 9:07.
yeah, open these bids and then go right into Amber.
Yeah. Okay. 9:05, I'll say.
Okay. We go ahead and make this motion and then we can get on to the executive session and be done. So I'd entertain a motion that based upon the recommendation of the sheriff, to approve the request for authorization to solicit sealed bids for the Quadplex Water Softening System project. Bids will be due by 5 p.m. Friday, July 10.
I'll second that.
Curry moved, Thompson seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. Okay. Yeah, and then, make sure I get the wording for that invitation. I need it by 3 o'clock probably.
I'll get it to you before then.
Okay. Okay, now what kind of wording do we need for this executive session?
This will be, attorney-client, legal advice and consultation regarding moving forward with the visual person, so. Say, legal advice and consultation regarding moving forward, how to move forward with the proposed sale and listing of the north property.
Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, Old Highway 50.
Yeah, that'd be good.
How many minutes?
I'd start with 20,
20?
15.
Let's do 15. We'll see what happens. Okay, entertain a motion to enter into executive session for 15 minutes to include each of the commissioners and County Councilor Wade Bowie II to discuss matters deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship regarding legal advice and consultation regarding moving forward with the proposed sale and listing of the north property located at 1234 Old Highway 50, Depot, Kansas, under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B2, to resume in the commission chambers at 1:24.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Parker moved, Abendroth, second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? 5-0. We'll be back at 1:24.
Time to say going in.
109.
Right. 1:09 now.
Thank goodness Steve's not back.
1:24, we're back in open session. And
You wanna wait for Steve?
yeah, he shouldn't be but a second. We're winding down.
You got it, huh?
Yeah. I'll need that back, Bill.
This is,
Oh, that's
That-
next week.
yeah, that's who we're gonna interview.
Yep.
Okay. Okay,
The last one.
we're all here now.
Yeah. Based on the last executive session, at this point, the only update would be, I'm gonna reach out to Cameron Roth, Vaughn Roth, Land Brokers to set up an initial meeting to discuss potential terms and conditions related to bringing Cameron Roth on to advertise and assist with the sale of the north property
Through a public auction.
through a public auction.
Okay. Anything else on that subject? Anything else at all? Next week, we'll do warrants and vouchers and, go through the rest of the budget stuff initially, and then if we have any questions about, we might bring in some department heads or whoever, if we have some, I think we have time for questions and answers there. And we'll keep plowing forward. Okay, unless anybody has anything else, I guess we'll adjourn at 1:27.
But I need to sign it, and seal it, give you copies.